Hi, I'm Henry from Shaw.co.uk, and today we're going to look at the O'Neill Pyrotech 5.4 winter wetsuit in both the normal version and the hooded version, which is 6.4 for 2014. So the Pyrotech is really our performance winter wetsuit. It's a mid-range suit from O'Neill. Features a lot of the features of the higher end suits at a bit more of a sort of a mid-range price. Really is probably one of our most popular all-round wetsuits here at Shaw. Just really good for sort of that performance surfer or performance kite surfer who's going to be getting out there and wants to be warm yet flexible while on the water this winter. So the Pyrotech, it's a chest zip suit in both this version and the hooded version. The chest zip system is called F.U.Z.E, so front upper zipper entry. O'Neill's been working on this for a while. It took them a long time to come to market with a chest zip option, but they've developed one which we think is probably one of the best on the market. Really does work well, nice and flexible, and yet keeps all the water out. So the chest zip system, obviously front zip. You've got a little toggle here to stop your zip moving when you are out at sea. And you've got a Blackout Zip. So this zip is made of nylon. Basically, instead of using any other type of plastic, a nylon is self-lubricating. So when you run your fingers through it, you feel sort of a material come off it, or sort of a lubricant come off it. Basically, the idea behind that is when you have the nylon material and the zip together, it creates a much tighter seal, a much tighter waterproof seal, basically. So just stops any water that would be getting in through the zip. You know, it's just one little extra feature to stop water getting in. The F.U.Z.E system obviously has drainage holes as well, so if any water does get in through the side here or through the neck, it can drain out before it hits your skin. So you've got one on the arm here. Basically, if any water gets in, it can come straight through and exit out there. One on the back here, so if any water comes in this way, it goes straight out the bottom on the little hole here. And there's another one hidden inside the suit under the sort of the back panels, which allows water to drain out there. So there's no way that water can sit anywhere on the suit if any does get in. It'll drain straight through and keep you as warm as possible. The neck on the Pyrotech, as with many other O'Neill suits, is the double super seal rolled neck. Again, it's one of those features that perhaps not everyone looks at, but really I think on O'Neill suits is a really nice touch. The idea behind it is that there's no straight edges or stitching to be able to give you a rash. So if you run your hands around the inside, it's completely smooth, but yet still, you know, tight enough to give you that good seal. Also, there's no, if you look around the top edge here, they just roll that neck over. It just means that there's a slightly better seal around there and less sort of straight edges if you just cut the neoprene across the top. Basically means keeps you warmer, stops any rashes, and I can say from wearing O'Neill suits for quite a long time now, and pretty much every other brand in the market, the necks on O'Neill's are really worthwhile. So coming through the suit, let's talk about the material it's using. So this is using Technobutter. Technobutter is O'Neill's, has been around now for a couple of seasons, but really has proved its worth. They use a lighter nylon or a thinner nylon weave on top of the rubber. Basically that means that the suit is lighter overall, the suit weighs less, it dries quicker, so the water pulls through the top layer of the nylon faster, and it's slightly more flexible, so you get more flex when you're wearing the suit. Really has been proved its worth. I mean, it starts in the Hyper Freak a bit lower down the range, it goes all the way up to the top end suits. The Pyrotech uses air insulated version of the Technobutter in the chest here and in the back panel. The idea behind that is that its little air bubbles are put into the neoprene, and if you look closely you should be able to see them in the neoprene. Basically it acts as like a duvet effect, so stops any heat escaping and warms you up in your body. Also, obviously these are single line panels, so single line neoprene versus this double line material. Basically any wind or water that gets on it gets whipped away straight away, so really designed to keep your core organs, so your chest and your kidneys, as warm as possible. Again, great for kite surfing, windsurfing, and also surfing. So a really nice touch there, and it's again one of those things that makes the Pyrotech such good value for money with the features you get through it. Obviously, the Technobutter continues all the way through the suit, so they don't change that at all. So it's really, really flexible all the way through. The stitching material they use is called a single fluid seam weld. So the way they put the neoprene together is they get the two sheets, they glue and blind stitch them, so the needle doesn't go all the way through, and they glue one side, and then they put this extra layer of thick glue over the top. O'Neill have found through the years and through testing many different technologies for seams that the fluid seam weld really does work. It lasts a long time, it's nice and flexible, and yeah, it does keep the water out, so it's not going to deteriorate too much over time. Really is going to keep the suit as warm as possible for as many seasons as possible. Finally, we come to sort of the knee pad area. The knee pads are the same as what O'Neill use on their low end all the way to their top end. Really nice and versatile, really good if you're going to be rigging up on the beach, yet when you're surfing you wouldn't even know they're there. So It's one of those things that they've been working on again to offer a well-rounded strong point in the suit, because you know you do end up on your knees quite a lot if you're going to be kiting or windsurfing or any sport really. So it really does help keep your knees nice and strong, and makes the suit just last that little bit longer. If you had a straight piece of neoprene here and you caught it on a stone or something like that, it's obviously going to break. So having that little tougher neoprene there really does make a difference. The cuffs and the ankles on the Pyrotech are all crimped, so that means with the very end of the neoprene, O'Neill just squeeze the ends here. Basically gives you less surface area. So if you fall in the sea when you're surfing or you're going along kite surfing and the water splashes up into your suit, it's just going to flip up less and cause less sort of ballooning or elephant legging in your suit. It's not going to stop elephant legging happening completely if you're going to be kite surfing, but really is going to make quite a big bit of difference. And again, something nice that O'Neill have been developing for a while. A few other manufacturers are now doing it as well, and it does seem to work very well. On the inside of the suit, it uses the Technobutter firewall. So throughout the chest panel and back panel, you have the full firewall, again, just designed to whip the water away from your chest and keep you that little bit warmer. So that's the Pyrotech without the hood, and for this year they're doing a 6.4 version in both men's, so that's the men's one, and ladies. So ladies is completely new for 2014. So it's 6mm in the chest and 6mm in the back. Again, all that air insulated neoprene, Technobutter, all the same features as the one without hood, but just that bit thicker. So really designed for those coldest winter days. Obviously built-in hood as well, so this is a single line hood. Again, nice feature. I'm a real fan of single line hoods. I just think that they keep that water and the wind off your head a bit more, and just means that you don't get as cold head when you're out there. Adjustable little peak on the top here, and adjustable entry, so you can pull it down if needs be. Obviously you can surf with it around your neck. It's not going to create as good a seal, but it is certainly possible. And if you're obviously looking for a warm suit, and the sun does come out for that half an hour when you're out there, you can certainly surf with it around the bottom of your neck. It doesn't have to be up all the time. We'll let a little bit more water through, but you should be okay. And the hood, again, just nice quality all the way through, single line material, letting the water and wind whip straight off. Peak for when you're duck diving, or when it's raining, when you're kite surfing, just stops it going in your eyes, keeps you on the water that little bit longer. So available in both ladies and men's. So ladies is new for this year, so possibly, well, it is the warmest ladies suit on the market from O'Neill, and yeah, really good option. I'm sure it's going to be a really good seller. And the men's was available last year, but just a few tweaks in terms of graphics and colouring. Again, probably one of O'Neill's warmest suits for this winter. 6.4, definitely going to be very toasty. You do sacrifice a little bit in flex, but you do make up for that in warmth. And hopefully, given the Technobutter, you're still going to have quite a lot of stretch compared to some of the old 6.54s that used to be out there. Certainly I have an old Psycho 2, which is 6.54, and that's very stiff compared to one of these. So yeah, that's the Pyrotech. Really is one of our top selling suits for surfing, and that guy who wants to have a performance winter suit at a reasonable price, so you're not, and yet stay warm, I suppose. So you're not going up to spending huge amounts of money, but you are really getting something that's going to work, basically, going to keep you nice and warm and be really flexible. So that's the Pyrotech 5.4 for 2014, available now at Shore.co.uk.